Welcome back, everyone, to this episode of Cyber Confidential. We're here at the Channel Partners Expo in Las Vegas, Nevada, brought to you by the Managed Service Provider Association of America. I'm here with Carlos Banuelos from Mobile Office Strategist.
That is
Carlos,
correct.
Great to have you on the show. Tell us a little bit about Mobile Office Strategist.
If you can imagine MSP, but just for your mobile devices. I try not to touch an on-prem system if I can help it. The idea is that a client should be able to run their entire business infrastructure from their mobile device, whether it's a tablet, whether it's a phone, or a cellular-enabled laptop. That is kind of the goal of our company.
Fantastic. This is going to be a fun one because, as you said in our prep call, you're a little bit different than the normal MSP. Excellent. We get some fun diversity in the rainbow of IT services. So paint us a picture of the type of client that you're serving right now in this mobile-centric business operation world.
Probably the biggest one is the service industry, construction industry. We're all used to them rolling trucks all day long. They're not sitting at a desk, in a cubicle. And so they need to be able to run the business completely and utterly from their phone or mobile device. So an average business owner wakes up in the morning, takes a look at his phone, and if he's got a GPS tracking system on the vehicles, he can tell that Jimmy, John, and Bob have all left their homes going to their job for that day because they're all on the single project management or collaborative system that tells them where they need to go. That's just the step one to making sure everybody's on the same page.
Fantastic. I always love talking about the line of business applications because this is a great way to relate to your client because this is the thing that they touch the most in operating their business. The name drop for us. Let's say it's the construction company or you're saying HVAC in the prep. So HVAC company, paint us, do a day in the life how an HVAC company runs their business and relates to technology.
I'll take it back to when I first have a discovery appointment with a client. I ask them, where's that lead coming from? So they'll ask, it's like, well, it comes from a referral or it comes from our website. It's like, great. How does it get into your system? It should be pinging the salespeople somewhere on their phone. Because obviously they're not sitting at the office. They're at another project doing another proposal for somebody else. So that should be pinged so that within 24 hours, they can call that client, or hopefully in an hour. And that's start from the office, the admin office. Now they can schedule it in the admin office, know where the trucks are. And again, if you're tracking those vehicles, you can sit there and go, hey, we happen to have a guy in your area today. He's about 15 minutes away. He can be there at 4 o'clock. We'll call that the last scheduled appointment. Client's happy, you're happy because you squeezed in one more job, but without all that integration, you wouldn't have been able to do that.
Right. For an HVAC company or the construction company, what's the line of business application that they use?
A lot of times, the big one is ServiceTitan, WorkWave, WorkEase, Jobber. There's a ton of different ones. And they all do it differently. There is no perfect system is what I tell clients. It depends on how you run your business and what kind of integrations you want to go with.
And so this is doing let's say ServiceTitan. There's some integration with their website so that it can capture the lead's contact information, probably provide some self-serve booking.
Correct.
Books the appointment, they can choose from whatever, processes the payment, does billing, technician gets assigned.
You got it.
And then the technician gets the notification like tomorrow morning, wake up, drive to 123 Main Street. The technician checks in on their end of the portal, does the work, completes the job, submits the invoice, and then at the end of ServiceTitan,
let's say they only had a little bit of information they wanted to give us. They weren't ready to book.
Yeah.
They just wanted to quote. Well, if you've got that lead, you can now start dripping within a project management system and an email marketing campaign. We do a lot of texting campaigns that we build into these systems. And the biggest one we do is going to be telecommunications on the VoIP system. So we add that to the ServiceTitan, to the ServiceNow. So when a client does call, it automatically pops up their information and says, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, which you did our project last year, pops right up. So you can sit there and answer the phone. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, what can we help you with today? You instantly have gotten the rapport that you don't normally get when you just answer with your company name.
Okay, so you're providing this extended integration so that all of the employees at the company can have access through the voice system to the project management line of business application,
to
and
that CRM.
they can work from. They're all working remotely, or they're all working from home type thing.
Exactly.
Fantastic. What do you see as the triggers that get clients to call you?
Here's the funny part. Everything I just said, I tell a lot of the people that I meet when I'm talking to networking folks. I say, don't think about all the stuff that I can do. Think about the client that's frustrated with their cell phone. They just paid $1,000 for it, $1,800 for it. and they think they overspent on it.
Okay.
So that client just wants to add value to it. So we'll sit there and bring that asset and turn it into an asset instead of an expense. A lot of my clients, once we start using these systems, understand and don't care if they're paying $100 a line per month, because now it's making them money. And that's really the biggest shift.
Because you get them to think about it as part of their value delivery,
Correct.
as part of their operation.
You got it.
Okay.
Without that piece of the puzzle, it's just the phone.
Totally.
Right?
Okay. What's a typical clientele you're serving right now? HVAC, construction. What are all the little niches that you're in right now?
Oh my gosh.
Rifle them off for us.
Just this year so far, a liquor vendor, HVAC, plumbing, quartz distributor, a law firm, a hospice care, a solopreneur lawyer. I actually have a gentleman that's running for city council, and he wants me to organize the entire office so that he can do everything from his phone. And again, he understands the power of what he has in his hands. If you can have all that information for all of your people that you're trying to reach out to, and instantly be able to send them a text, instantly be able to send them an email.
So that's your nexus here. This is you're being even more of a digital transformation advisor, not to overuse the cliche term, but you're not doing tech support for them. While there is tech support happening, you're more helping them use technology to facilitate their operations.
That's exactly it.
Okay. And a lot of the common attributes that I just heard were service businesses that do on-site work.
Correct.
Which is why they need all this mobile technology.
There's plenty of MSPs out there. I don't play in that world anymore.
Yeah.
Can I help them fix some of the stuff? Yes. But typically I'm focused on the mobile device.
Your quintessential user's not sitting at a desktop workstation. They're in the F-150 with the tablet mounted to the dashboard going through their information.
That's exactly
fantastic.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, let's see. How'd you get into this business? You're the founder of this business. When did you start it and why'd you start it?
So I used to run an MSP consulting and installation company doing commercial and retail jobs. The only thing we didn't install was electrical. So think about that for a moment. A network, fax lines, PBX systems, fiber, security, AV. It was a million things that we used to install, including all the software solutions. Well, when people started to ask me, Carlos, how do I make this work on my iPhone 3? How can I access these systems? I hated to say the answer back then in 2014 was you don't. Take your laptop to Starbucks like everybody else, and that's the only way you'll be able to access your
hotspot
system.
dongle.
Yeah, the hotspot dongle. I mean, there really wasn't a good option. So I left and started working in the telecommunications world for the largest carrier that's at the time in 2015.
Yeah.
Just to learn everything I could about cellular. It was a good lesson. I mean, I kind of had to take a little bit of a pay cut, but I knew this was the future. And my partner at the time thought I was nuts. And now he's like, okay, now I get it, Carlos. Because I'm not getting as much traction on those big office jobs. Now they're asking me mobile devices. So I
know that there is a SIM card slot on my Lenovo laptop.
Yes.
Are you seeing that becoming more used? It's probably been on many of the Lenovo's I've had. Never used it.
It's funny. So Dell was here, and they're one of the vendors that we work with on their rugged books. I won't sell a laptop, and just like every MSP, I can get a ton of them instantly. I won't sell a laptop that's not cellular enabled.
I can buy into that because I got to tell you, I'm at this conference. I'm like jumping around trying to find free Wi-Fi, which is a pain. I mean, I'll pay the whatever $30 a month for a SIM card for the laptop. I can't deal with this hassle. I want my thing to be connected like my phone.
And on top of that, the security of it.
Well, sure. Like I am not touching the raw internet here. No. Well, I have my own best practices, but not everyone does. But you're totally right. Like there is a toxic trap for regular employees to come to events like this because they're going to connect to the free Wi-Fi because they need to be connected.
Yes.
And so how do you make that conversation with a business owner? And then how do you facilitate it?
Well, I tell them, it's like all your data will now be available on your phone. All your data.
Yeah. The pros and cons of that being if you lose the phone, anyone has it.
Can get to it.
Yeah.
If you lose it, if you just connect to the Starbucks Wi-Fi that happened to be spoofed, you're in trouble, right? And you're liable for that. You're liable for that loss of data. A lot of people don't even understand where cybersecurity insurance plays into all of this, but we'll try to make sure that you're protected, have the 2FAs, have all the information, on the cybersecurity side to make sure your phone isn't getting, breached in any way, shape, or form. So that was the biggest reason why I came here. But even last year, I went to DEF CON and Black Hat. They all thought I was nuts. They're
Which part?
Yeah.
That's a stretch.
Right?
Almost everyone that comes is nuts when you're at DEF CON. So you would have been one among many.
But they didn't understand why I was looking for a mobile security option just for mobile devices.
Okay.
They're like, well, no, we have the on-prem covered. We just add the mobile device. I'm like, no, there's a lot of clients that don't
Mobile
have.
security is still the cutting edge. It's underserved.
Very underserved.
Considering how much of our lives go through it and the fact that everyone's got a mobile smartphone.
Yes.
Everyone. It's an underserved part of the security market.
In this room or this convention center, I guarantee you, most of these people in here have at least two. They're working.
So what's your hot tips here? Like, what I got a Pixel 9. Okay. What security best practices should I be facilitating on my phone?
Turn off everything besides your actual cellular.
Okay.
NFC, Bluetooth, any of those.
I got to connect to my earbuds.
If you got to connect, make sure you're doing it in a safer environment. But again, it's too easy to sniff those out.
Yeah. But no one can survive without their Bluetooth. Both of my watches got to be connected to Bluetooth, so that's got to be on. What about? I have only recently started using. I'm on Google G Suite, so I've only recently started managing Chrome.
Gotcha.
From my Google admin. Is that part of the best practices?
That is better.
Yeah.
Again, typically what I'll say to clients, like, hey, it's mobile first. Let's protect it. Let's put a firewall. Let's put a VPN. And they're like, I already have that on my computer.
Right.
No, this should be on your phone too. And a browser extension that reads every single website that you go to make sure it's okay.
Is there a managed Safari environment, or we're just talking about like Edge browser?
Unbelievably,
and Chrome?
That's why I'm here this week, is I need to find a partner that can do all that, including
because iPhone's
Apple.
very popular, even for small businesses. Like people love iPhones, so you have to live with that.
So that is one of the reasons why I'm here, and I'm looking for a good partner that I can make sure every single client moving forward with me has the protection on their phone.
If there's let's say that there's a business owner that's listening and they're doing service jobs straight to someone's house, like your HVAC client, their employees have bring your own device, like their BYOD, their phones. What's the starter kit that you would recommend to them in the first call?
If we can, give them a separate line. Do not give them their own cell number or let them use their personal cell number as the business line.
Okay.
If that technician, if that salesperson ever leaves, all those contacts are now theirs.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So step one, give them a company phone through a VoIP or a UCAS system or something.
Okay.
So that lives on their phone. They can still make calls from their personal line like normal, but now they have a separate line for business only.
Okay.
And if they ever leave, just out of the blue, which happens every once in a while, you can turn that off instantly, which means they have no access to their CRM at all, or any of their projects or anything like that. So you do have to have some sort of MDM control, if you're giving them a BYOD.
Mobile device management.
Yes.
Acronym HOTSPOT. Okay, excellent. Carlos, this has been a fun show. There's definitely a unique insight. The mobile first small business, which is incredibly popular, especially with these service companies, and we see them all the time. Fantastic discussion, great unique perspective. Carlos Benuelos from the Mobile Office Strategist, joining us here at Channel Partners Expo Live in Las Vegas, Nevada, brought to you by the Managed Service Provider Association of America. Carlos, thanks. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you.